Mukesh, none of who've been able to establish themselves as T20 players per se, T20 specialists per se. So that was why Murray with the Delhi Capitals going into this season as well, and that's why with a certain sense of conviction I said the other day that this is as good a performance you will get from the Delhi Capitals.
Because why I say 39? Because 19, 17 and 16, okay?
They conceded 94 I think in the last 5.
Okay.
About 80 odd in the last 4.
But again see, on that Wankhede deck.
And out of those 80, Siddharth 30 and I think 50 alone were conceded by Hardik Nokia in the 18th and the 20th over.
Yeah.
So you will have to question Hardik Nokia.
You will have to question because see.
I'm not saying the others like Ishant Sharma should not be questioned or Khalil should not be questioned.
Because
Khalil
see.
also was not again the most impressive in the power play as well. It cannot be a given that you will not bowl well in the power play.
Because look at your bowling.
That's your main job.
Exactly.
Apart from an Akshar Patel, 2 for 35. How poor the Delhi Capitals bowling lineup has been.
I mean, Khalil was the next best, but he was also going at nearly 10 and over.
10 and over.
Ishant 13. Jai Richardson 10. Lalit Yadav 1 over went for 15 runs.
Okay, what is Lalit Yadav's role? I want a Delhi Capitals management to tell and everybody what exactly does Lalit Yadav do?
See, utility player. Lalit Yadav at best is a utility player. It's just that he gives you confidence with his ability that he can top the ball a fair distance. Clearing the boundary isn't an issue for Lalit Yadav. That's the reputation that he has.
Okay.
Can he give those consistent hits? No. I think the management also knows it. But the fact that he can roll his arm over and in let's say a crisis situation like this, it just becomes let's say an escape route or let's say some bowler, a bowler that you can turn to if things aren't going right. Not necessarily that he will correct things and be that X factor, but just let's say like in a situation of turmoil. Let's say if the Indian team was to just give the ball to somebody like a Yashasvi Jaiswal, or Tilak Verma if he's also there in the team. When none of the first 6 bowlers are giving you anything, you then becomes that bowler who you just sort of turn to.
Because see, is he a big hitter? Lalit Yadav? Okay, so he bowls only 1 over, is not a big hitter, okay? And today, Kumar Kushagra coming in when the game is over and just facing 1 delivery and getting out. What was the planning behind Delhi Capitals' inclusions and your impact, sir? I just didn't understand. Firstly, the decision to play Jai Richardson, I'm sorry, you needed big hitters. You had one in the shed in the form of Jake Fraser McGurk. You could have left out a Jai. What utility did he give?
I think the reason for that is again, like you saw from somebody like a Himanshu Sharma yesterday, somebody who's not a big turner of the ball. You don't, and this pitch, I don't think it aided any spin at all. I think that would have been the reason that you didn't want to go with a specialist spinner, or rather a non-specialist spinner, somebody part-time, let's say, because it didn't have anything. It would have been a flat track that both teams would have known about it, and that I think was the reason.
No, but I am not going for Jake. I'm not going.
How do you complete? How do you get the overs? Then Lalit Yadav would have had to bowl much more.
Because I'm not looking at Jake Fraser McGurk only for his bowling. I'm looking at him for his batting impact at the top of the order. See,
but how do I get the 20 overs done, Siddharth?
Okay, so you've got a Khalil, you've got an Ishant.
Khalil, Ishant, Nokia. Okay, I've got 12 from them.
Akshar,
16.
Couldn't you have picked up a Praveen Dubey, knowing fully well that a Lalit Yadav can't do it? Rasikdar failed in the game against KKR, so he's out of the equation.
Yes. Sumit Yadav also is not enough.
You have a Praveen Dubey, and in 2020 he kind of delivered the goods for you, isn't it? Now, if you want a proper Indian contingent, if you want in that, see, I would say Nortje has been a failure. What did Jai do today? He can't bat, but I have a batting assurance in a Jake Fraser McGurk. He could have at least given me a 30 run of say 12 balls or 13 balls. The pitch was like that.
Then weakens even more. I was okay with the 11, let's say. I think you needed Richardson because completing 20 overs would have then become a big problem.
Because then the problem is, then you don't have a bowling composition.
Yes.
Delhi doesn't have. Yeah.
Without Mukesh. See, that's how important even Mukesh becomes to this setup. There is no Mukesh. It's a beleaguered bowling attack at the moment. There is
no Kuldeep. That is the reason.
So, in the absence of both of them, if Akshar can be so effective, taking 2 wickets, one of Rohit Sharma, as we had said in the build-up show as well, that he's got the number of Rohit Sharma. Again today dismissing Rohit Sharma, setting him up. getting the crucial wicket of Ishan Kishan who was batting at a strike rate of 182.
Yep.
Kuldeep Yadav, you expect to have been equally good, if not better than...
4 overs, 2 for 32 or 2 for 30 in that sense. It could have made up for, you may say, Lalit Yadav and an Ishant kind of.
Got to admit, Delhi had, holes, or they had a weak bowling attack even at the start of the tournament. It's been weakened furthermore in the absence of a Mukesh and Kuldeep Yadav. But is that to say that you concede 200 plus runs in both matches?
No. Just by the way, the match on the second match of the day is about to start, and we haven't really given an update. So let me just quickly give you all in. The Lucknow Super Giants, who are hosting this particular game, have won the toss, and shock horror, chosen to bat first. I think that tells you that maybe this might be on the more sluggish side.
Ekana, we knew that it was the case.
So, by the way, just to quickly go over the playing 11, and there's no major changes for LSG.
But there are three changes.
Three major changes for the Gujarat Titans. Three teams. Again, Again, if you're looking at the Gujarat 11, I'll quickly run you through it. You've got Shubman Gill at the top, the captain, and you've got a BR Sharath in place of a Ridhiman Saha.
Out with a back spasm, and BR Sharath was named as one of the replacements for Robin Mins. And because of that, because Robin Mins got ruled out of the IPL because of the accident that he suffered. BR Sharath, a wicket keeper from Karnataka, does have a decentish but not a mind-blowing strike rate in T20s by look at it. So you've gone with mostly an entirely Indian batting lineup.
Yeah, because see, that's what I'm getting to that. So you've got Shubman Gill and Sharad BR, and remember with Gujarat, this is their bowling first level, which means they're going to bring in a batter, and pretty easy, obvious implication as to who that batter will be when you see the 11. Gill, Sharath, then you've got Sai Sudarshan, Vijay Shankar, Rahul Tewatia, Rashid Khan, Noor Ahmed, Umesh Yadav, Spencer Johnson, Darshan Nalkande and Mohit Sharma. What that tells you, the other changes, Spencer Johnson is back in place of
Omar Zai.
No. That means Omar Zai, the experiment kind of done and dusted.
Yeah.
And the impact sub is obviously going to be Kane Williamson. Because they only have 3 foreigners. Noor, Spencer.
No, Miller.
No, Miller has been injured.
Again, an injury.
Back issue.
Yeah.
Do we have an update?
Yeah, he's not on the bench. He's not on the bench.
He's not on the bench.
So that in itself tells you that he's not going to be playing. So that's their lineup. They've made 3 major changes. Hopefully, Darshan Nalkande gets to bowl a lot more than he did in the last
I know, Umesh has started. Spencer will mostly start, and mostly Darshan Nalkande and Mohit Sharma kind of.
The middle overs. But again, in the middle overs, you've got Rashid and Noor. So
Mohit and Darshan, your end overs.
So they do have a lot of bowling options if you look at it, because again, Rashid, Noor, Umesh, Spencer, Nalkande and Mohit. Mohit will most likely be the impact player subbed out in for another batter for Gujarat, which would be Kane, as I said. Lucknow, by the way, no changes made. Quinton de Kock, KL Rahul, Devdutt Padikkal, Marcus Stoinis, Nicholas Puran, Ayush Badoni, Krunal Pandya. That's 7 batters. I'm surprised they could have gotten an 8th maybe, considering they're batting first. But anyway, Ravi Bishnoi, Yash Thakur, Naveen ul Haq and Mayank Yadav.
Can he?
What's the bench like? Can we take a
scroll slightly up? We'll get to know what their bench is like. I guess their impact player will be M. Siddharth.
Manimaran Siddharth.
Took the wicket of
Virat Kohli.
Yes.
A rather unusual left arm, let's say, orthodox spinner who gets swing on the ball. Very interesting. So
Yudhvir is yet to get a game this year, right?
So he got a couple last year, this year.
He's not gotten. I don't think he will, because see, if the wicket is sluggish, you will have to get in a Manimaran Siddharth.
By the way, actually, I have to correct us here. You could very well get in a Matthew Wade if you're Gujarat Titans. I mean, to be fair,
lower down.
And he can bat lower down the order.
He's mostly an opener in T20s, and again, considering that Saha's the player who's gone out.
But then you've already got a BR Sharath. Why would you want to get in another wicket keeper and a foreigner?
No, why not? You don't need foreigner, doesn't matter here because you only started with 3.
And de Kock's gone.
De Kock hits the first ball for a 6. Second ball, there's no run. Third ball, he goes back
to the pavilion.
By the way, this is a game where the match or the head-to-head is skewed indomitably in favor of the Gujarat Titans. Played 4-1-4.
Not that they've played a lot.
Played 4-1-4.
Yes, 4 zip. That is the situation that is there at that time. So yes, Umesh is gone, but then Manimaran Siddharth might be Lucknow Super Giants' impact.
So Gujarat most likely Kane
or
field would be a Wade. That's the extent of it. Easy enough there. That's the update. Now let's just quickly get back to, before we wind up, the DC game. Are DC suddenly competing with the Punjab Kings for being one of those bottom sides?
There are, I think, 3 contenders.
Yeah.
Punjab Kings, there is
Going by current
DC
form and RCB.
and RCB.
Yeah.
Going on current form.
And these are the
I'll
three
say
teams.
actually, you know, if again, if you were to honestly ask me, if you were to pick one team that doesn't make the bottom 2 of these 3 teams, I think that's where the fan base comes in, and that's where I think RCB don't sort of get the wooden spoon or are the close.
Yeah, see, it'll be a close tussle. They may finish 9th or something, but then problem is, see, their next game, RCB, is against Mumbai. And now it's take off MI.
This game, as we said in the build-up as well, could be the awakening of Mumbai Indians.
Yes. And I
think that's what's going to
They
happen.
Got it. Then they needed a platform to wake up, which also they got today. And what better, way to get back to winning ways than first, there are so many tick boxes for Mumbai Indians in this match as well. You wanted batters to come back in form, they did. You wanted the home crowd to be backing the team in entirety, including the captain.
Yes.
That also happened. We should in fact spend some time talking about that aspect as well. The word around was that, things going south, they need a win. Hardik's continue to be meted out with that treatment. But good on the Mumbai crowd. Much more
They took
mature reaction, I would say.
They took a victory lap around and they were thanking all those 18,000 kids who were there. They had gone to the pavilion there. Hardik and the rest of the team were really going and then just cheering them on, thanking them really, really well, because the support today was next level for the Mumbai Indians in that. And I think the catalyst was in the game against RR when Rohit Sharma did this to the fans. I think that was a signal, don't do it.
I don't know. I think I'm still going to wait because today, when the toss happened, 3 o'clock, a lot of the hardcore Mumbai fans would not have been there. It was mostly the kids from the foundation who were there. They were not going to boo. I'm going to wait and watch for a game or two.
I think the hardcore guys or miscreants or whatever you want to say, there are plenty of miscreants as well who have managed to come across to the stadium. I think they have enough time on them to be making it come, rain or sunshine, whatever it is. So they would have definitely been around there. To say that there's a sudden change of heart, maybe too
I don't
soon,
think so.
But something definitely changed.
Something changed, and I think, see, maybe Mumbai Indians have started winning, so they have ticked that one box. Okay, so that gives them a legitimate reason that, okay, why you want to boo the particular player. In this case, your captain knows. There is a bit of an incident in the GT LSG game because it was an LBW, but suddenly, without checking ball tracking and everything, the umpire just said this.
Maybe because it pitched outside, but it didn't look like it pitched
It didn't
outside.
look like, and there was nothing in that sense, bat or something, but then, oh God, the umpiring as always. I mean, even in the Mumbai Indians DC game, for one obvious decision, it took 5 minutes.
Even Ravi Shastri made no bones about it.
As I said, for a league like this, you need better umpires, and I'm sorry, Indian umpiring is absolutely woeful in that sense.
Before we comment on, let's say, the overall umpiring standards, let's cut the umpires some slack as well, because we don't know what the umpires were seeing in that room over there. Was there a technical glitch over there? Was there a power outage? Was there something else, a glitch, whatever it may be?
So
maybe there can be questions about the infrastructure or the technology at hand.
But again, okay,
but that's not.
It's interesting.
Without knowing the entire thing.
No, it's interesting that you mentioned power outage, because in one particular instance in 2022, Chennai Super Kings was MI. For 3 to 4 overs, DRS could not be activated because there was a power failure right in that particular zone where the umpires were in the Wankhede Stadium. So it's very interesting that you bring that up. But see, you have to value broadcaster time. Today the game spilled over 15 to 20 minutes after the toss had done. If they had bowled their overs well on time, and I think Rishabh Pant's something nice.
Yes.
He was. I mean, he needed one more.
If there is one more offense, his team is fined 100%, he gets a ban. So that is why this is an issue. But we will dwell on the Hardik Pandya situation a lot more in the post-match. I mean, this also will be our focus. So, but I think Hardik has gotten everything that he needed to in this particular day.
See, he got things right here except his own batting. Less said
And he didn't bowl.
And he didn't bowl. Not that he needed to, I think, in this particular situation.
2 matches now, I think he's not bowled.
Yeah, he didn't bowl in the RR game. And but again, I think LSG will review.
And,
KL's on a golden duck.
As things stand for KL Rahul.
Yeesh. Now that is not a good sign.
Stream of low scores continue for
Yeah.
him as well.
Can we just look at one or two comments, Pawan, before we end the stream? Because
A few sawal.
few sawals in that way. But impact or height?
I think height
Could be a
Oh no,
factor.
there's an edge.
Is
It's a
that?
clear and obvious edge, boss. Look at it.
But oh yeah, there is an
Yeah,
edge.
major
There is an edge.
No
There is
wonder.
an edge.
No wonder he.
Yeah.
Piyush, there were just about 18,000.
Take the question. Take the question.
Piyush Nandre says that it's not the crowd, it's only 18. It was just only students, which is why there was no booing. There were no fans. But
No, there were a lot of fans.
There were a lot of fans. There were about 12,000, 14,000 students, I know, of the
18,000,
Reliance Foundation
yeah.
were there alongside Neetam Mani, the owner of the franchise. But there were fans there, Piyush.
And as Piyush also points out, saying the next 4 matches, you've got DC, who they've beaten. There's RCB, CSK, and PBKS. Imagine MI against these bowling attacks. But again, RCB's is terrible. CSK, I would still say.
But at the Wankhede, it's kind
that's
of,
true.
and looking at the power play struggles, it is a big problem. So that's why, and PBKS, although PBKS have a good record against MI in Wankhede. I forgot there was other team that has beaten MI more than about 12-13 times, and that's PBKS. So that is why.
And a lot of people pointing out, no, Sanket, there were children there. I agree with you. But it wasn't only children.
Yeah, it was a
Results
deterrent.
matter at the end of the day.
Yeah, see, when there was 18,000 children, plus there were about 20,000 of the crowd also there. It was a deterrent. Like, don't set the wrong example in front of children, because they have come to enjoy a game. If the crowd boo, then they will ask, why is this happening? So that's why it was a deterrent. The crowd not booing Hardik today had to do much more with the children being there. And you wouldn't want to boo a player in front of children, yeah. I mean,
I don't think it had anything to do with that. I think
children, yeah.
I think it was because, listen, they played well throughout the game. They was going hammer and tongs as far as the batting was concerned. The bowling defended the target. So I think that's why they were good.
Yeah, so
That's why.
that's why there was an inside edge.
Yeah. And Gill was not very happy with the fact that there was no ball tracking or anything.
Oh,
like
but
that.
then there was edge.
Yeah,
So
there was an
that's
edge.
why.
So maybe that's why.
So that's why.
Maybe this was just one of those things which wasn't projected on the big screen and he thought that it was bypassed.
Yeah.
Quite possible. Do we have any supers?
Any supers? No, we don't have any supers. So, yep, we'll come back for the mid innings, but then we'll have a bigger discussion in the post match because,
Where we'll break down everything.
yeah, today the 2 games that happened, and looking at it, LSG are off to an okayish start. Survived some close calls.
Rather nervous.
Yeah.
There's been an LBW appeal against Padikal, one against KL Rahul, 1 wicket's already fallen, so nervous start.
Nervous start.
Definitely a
anyway.
nervy start.
So, predictions for this, what do you think?
Oh, this is a tough game to predict, but I think I would say LSG get about 178.
Yeah.
Or rather, I've already predicted 178 once this week, so I'll switch tack. I'll say they get about 171, but GT win.
I would say 179. 179.
He was about to say 172.
No. 172 would have been, but 179 and LSG winning.
I'm going to go with 165 and GT win.
2-on-1. Okay. This is happening at Ekana, right? Not at yes. Okay. So we'll see you in the mid innings. From me, Shane, and Harshad. It's bye bye. Lots more to talk about in the post match. Oh, good shot from Padikal. Bye bye.